There's one style of meeting in workers' compensation that's more valuable than any others. Hello, my name is Michael Stack, and I'm the CEO of AMAX. And that style of meeting that's more valuable than any others is your claim file review. This is happening once a year, multiple times a year, once a quarter, sometimes once a week for companies that are really at the highest level of work comp best practices. But at a minimum, this claim file review is happening on an annual basis. And I will tell you, these file review meetings are nowhere near as valuable as they could be. Nowhere near as valuable as they could be. So in today's video, I want to talk about the mindset and the goal of these meetings. Because if you have a file review coming up, if you've just completed a file review, you know what some of the frustration can come from some of these meetings. The finger pointing, the yelling, the people getting all up in arms as far as you didn't do this, you didn't do this, you didn't do this. And if you would have done this, we wouldn't be in the mess we're in right now. But it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that way at all. So the goal is to get everyone on the same page. So get on the same page. This is not a time for arguments. This is not a time for finger pointing. And I will tell you what happens most of the time at these meetings. It's the employer that's saying, Mr. or Mrs. Adjuster, you didn't do this right. It's your fault. It's your fault. It's the doctor's fault. It's the lawyer's fault. It's the adjuster's fault. Why didn't you order surveillance on this claim? Whatever the argument is. But this is not a time for that. This is not a time for that. And I will tell you, most of the time, the employer is not looking in the mirror. They're not looking in the mirror. The employer is not looking in the mirror. So if you're an employer and you're watching this video right now, you need to take an assessment of your responsibility in the work comp management process. The team approach is the most effective approach for obtaining results. The team approach is the most effective approach for obtaining results. The team approach in workers' comp management is the most effective approach for obtaining results. If you go into this meeting with the idea that you're going to be finger pointing, if you're going to be playing the blame game, if you're going to be trying to rile everybody up, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. You're going to have the same frustrations over and over and over again, and your system and your strategy and your structure is not going to get better. It's going to continue to be this blame game. It's going to continue to be not having everyone on the same page. This time, it happens all the time. It happens regularly. It's happening once a year, multiple times a year. And you need to approach this from a systematic and structured process to get everyone on the same page. If you can have the correct mindset going into this file review, this claim file review, you will come out of it with some significant value. You will come out of it with some significant value. If you go into it with the idea of the blame game and finger pointing, you're just not. It's just going to be frustrating. And it happens all the time. And it happens all the time. And it happens all the time that this is not done well. It is the most valuable meeting that occurs on an annual basis at a minimum to have everyone on the same page to promote this team approach. Again, my name is Michael Stack, and I'm the CEO of AMAX. Remember, your work today in workers' compensation can have a dramatic impact on your company's bottom line, but it will have a dramatic impact on someone's life. So be great.